It's called the 50 Years Curse, and it's like, from what I know, the students in SMU have to do a project on the Jubilee, and then I don't really know what happens after that.
And they realized that instead of two schools coming together, there was actually a third one.
It's like a Scooby-Doo episode. Sort of, it's a little bit meta. Like the students are making a documentary for humanities about the Jubilee and the history of the school.
While researching about the Jubilee, they find out the school actually has a dark secret.
I know that my friends and I are working on a VVATometer, so I think that has something to do with it. And I also believe there is a zombie. I don't know, I could be wrong.
The teachers are like zombies or something, and they live in a bunker, so it's pretty weird, and the kids are trying to solve the mystery of the teachers being zombies. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
They put some sort of curse on the school, I think, and then I'm not really sure what happens after that.
Basically, it's just a bunch of crazy curses and a lot of action, I suppose.
This project really originated as a byproduct of COVID and us not being able to do last year a major theater production. Wanting to adapt and adjust, we decided to do a grade 8 film project, so last year was our first attempt at it.
Like, get it either? He was super cute though.
No way. Did you get his number? What was he wearing? Was he wearing Dickies?
Oh, Rachel,
It was run by Mr. Frater, Duncan Frater, and we went all out to Camp Pringle, and we shot over 3 days, and all of the grade 8s were involved. There were same as this year. There were film crews and acting. It was a lot of fun, and we thought this year, maybe instead of going back to the McPherson and getting back into the full-scale musical, that we would try to up the game a little bit with the movie production.
Of course it's level.
With a little bit more advance notice and a little bit more involvement from the students, and see what we could come up with.
And what we really noticed was that every student in grade 8 was more actively engaged in learning through the film project than maybe what we would have typically seen in a theater production. So whether you were somebody that liked to be on stage or in front of the camera, you had those opportunities, but if that wasn't something you were comfortable with, you could be behind the camera, you could be with sound, holding boom mics, you could be with costume or set design.
Well, I didn't want to be on camera. That kind of makes me nervous, even though I'm doing it now, I guess. We're learning different shot angles like bird's eye view or worm's eye view, and we're learning about the different parts of film crew, like the clapperboard and cameras and boom mics, stuff like that.
4 years ago, the school adopted a digital learning plan, which we established as a full school community. We went through a process of evaluating what are the new skills, the digital skills, the creative technology skills we feel that our students should be graduating with, and visual communication, which is part of this film project, is one of those core skills. There's as much grammar in the camera work as there is in the written paragraph, and so just like we have an English program that takes the kids all the way through to grade 12 writing wonderful essays that are well thought through, we have a program now where I hope that our students are able to graduate and do something similar with film and camera work.
Do you want to look at his storyboard and see? So what do you think? So this is quite high and looking down. Yeah. So what angle do you think it should be at? What height should your tripod be? A bit lower. So you want to have it down about like this.
We added some new things this year. We're adding this documentary piece. We brought in a grade 11 student director into the process.
Stephen came to us like by way of a miracle.
The exact same thing, but it might be, let's say, I want you to start at your first line when you say, guys, what are we gonna do? And then continue to the end of the scene. Can you do that? Yeah.
Dave Halanen came up with the idea of bringing a few more people on board. He really liked the idea of having Stephen come on and offer support in terms of editing and directing, and not just support, but expertise.
I want you to watch the movement of standings. You're gonna follow Bo's path. So
Dave had recognized Stephen as somebody who was extremely talented and extremely driven and very easy to work with. Yeah, it was kind of a no-brainer.
How many laugh takes did you make him do?
Like
Yeah.
I've always been fond of theater. A smooth drama program, it was really helpful for me to find my voice as an actor. As I explore also my self-identity, as I explore different characters, and I learn different things from them. The more I do that, the more I realize that what I actually want to do is tell my own story. And the way I want to do that is to become a filmmaker.
Yeah, I'll tell you everything.
I can't take it anymore.
Okay, okay.
It was really nice to have that kind of bridge between the middle school students and the teachers. So it wasn't like we were dragging them through this process. It was like we were supporting Stephen as he really just sort of inspired them to move through the process in a way that was really organic and really fun, I think, for them.
You need to come up with a plan.
The third term exploratory, we had an acting group and a film crew group and props and set development. Those were the three needs that we had to fill in advance of our big filming days.
Exploratory is basically a class on Friday where you can take anything that you want.
There's some like sport exploratories. I know that last year and before COVID there was like cooking exploratories.
I've done joke writing, which did not turn out the best.
Quite a number of kids signed up for props and set, so they were in charge of developing the vivatometer.
So we worked on the vivatometer. The arrow moves to whichever one it is, and we dazzled it with rhinestones, which is really fun.
They had a little bit of direction from us, but mostly it was like up to them. So, you know, the calendars that you see behind Mr. Rodford's head and Mr. Brambley's head when they're in their office, those were developed by the students and their own little spin on what they thought Mr. Rodford would have on the go on a given Tuesday night.
So we're making the bulletin board for when they're like connecting the dots about everything that's going on.
It's kind of based around like the crime scene bulletin boards and the old like
the red string.
Yeah, the murder mystery. Yeah, it's very heavily based around all of the teachers.
Oh my god, this is beautiful.
I wanted to do sets and props partially to like see the stuff that you've created kind of on the screen, and you kind of know like what's gone on behind that.
The actors also were given a script. We did some auditions and a couple of table reads just to get a sense of the skills and who had more of a comedic slant and who was maybe more of a Vivian, and then we assigned roles and started rehearsing.
I mean, I guess we start 50 years ago, right? That's when it was.
My role is Max, and I'm kind of sassy. I'm not really too into the whole project thing. I don't get along with a lot of the students, but in the end, I am trying really hard to like help get the school spirit up. Character development.
The camera crew is going to say cut, and then you're just going to stop acting, and then they're going to switch.
Okay. Very.
Kind of like your life.
Tell me
I portrayed Bo in the 50-Year Curse. Bo is very eccentric. He's very excited and adventurous. He wants to find things out. He's always asking big questions. I think the adults put us in an exploratory just to try new things that we wouldn't usually get to try. I think that's a really great opportunity to discover something that we might not know that we were good at.
Runs, when that take runs, you will then change the take number, and then you're ready to...
The film crews were given storyboards from Stephen to work with, and they also were getting familiar with the equipment and all of the different roles that you need on a film crew, how to use the clapper and all of these things. So by the time we came to film, everybody had a strong sense of their particular role, or we had what we needed from props and set, and we were able to kind of hit the ground running.
Team 2, you got, so team 2?
Where do we go now?
Nobody, okay.
Lecture theater.
Off to lecture theater.
It was a discussion I had with Stephen a few days before where he was wide-eyed and very nervous about this idea of 80 young people in a lecture theater with certain amounts of preparation but maybe not entirely prepared, and certain amounts of eagerness and maybe not so eager, and corralling all these various middle school energies in the space. It's quite a process. It's lots of fun. Organized chaos is probably the words that I would choose for it.
So what? There was a third school. Who cares? Hands up.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Yes. I was told to use a bit more expression after I first did it, so that kind of helped.
I can add more to that because I made sure to wear the wrong shoes and everything.
I think it's a safe space for people at the middle school. There's a feeling of kind of containment there and like a sort of a safety net that maybe we can benefit from when it comes to taking risks like acting in front of a camera or writing a script that your peers will have to then turn into a movie. I think that that sort of risk taking is a lot easier in a place where, yeah, everyone sort of has your back.
How are your batteries?
It's like
3 bars? Okay, 3 bars. So, number 1, Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, come on over here. Do you want this handheld or do you want the handheld?
Markers ready?
We will begin today's Jubilee Assembly with a spirited rendition of our school song.
Oh, right now it's after the V-Vatometer has gotten too much school spirit and everything's exploded. Yeah.
It's right here. Maddie, you look bald. Yeah, I am bald.
We're free!
Bro, what is with these headphones? Put them on, right? No, I can't because, oh, I found it. Never mind. These are good. Game breaks my team. You're actually. Bro, Maddie. You want it?
Katie and Tom, credit to them, they made a wonderful schedule of where everyone needed to be, who needed to be there. George did a great job of layering in the tech crews and equipment that needed to go there and pulling the sets and the scripts together. Steven's done a wonderful job of doing all the storyboarding, knowing where cameras and students should be positioned. So everything was sort of laid out in these wonderful packages, and with these packages, we set them free.
Are we going to start? Well, I think as long as we clearly demonstrate the historical significance of we don't have to read them.
I like video projects better than writing a paragraph.
So we're finding music for like the start and the end, and then some sound effects for like events that happen during the play.
Today I'm working on the program that will be handed out at the movie premiere, so I have to get everyone's name and that who is involved in the movie and list what they did.
They're going to walk into the schoolhouse to look at old pictures of like old school pictures, so we're filming that.
Well, we call it a clapper, and it just kind of like keeps track of all the scenes and the camera angles and the takes, so when you're editing it, it's a lot easier to find the ones that we want to use.
Looking at old class photos on the walls?
Yeah, but why?
For the documentary?
Cut. Camera 4, take 3. And action.
We're making the poster for the 50-Year Curse movie. Well, personally, I was thinking that we could have an image of the school at like the bottom half, and then at the top, it would be like behind the school, it'd be like a picture of Mr. Rodford. In the reflection of the glass, it'd be like images of the characters. And I think the broken glass would really symbolize like the broken curse.
So we're making tickets for the movie. So we're making 2 tickets. So one is going to be kind of like a VIP for like the students and the teachers, and then the other one is going to be for like the guests. And like
Scene 8. Shot.
I'm literally about to start breaking down and crying.
We're just going back to another shot because we messed up the first take.
Second day of filming. At this point, I'm just like frustrated. We didn't get like a single break.
And then we went on to another scene, and then it turns out we still had to do another camera angle for a previous scene. And saying the exact same things with emotion over and over again just it drains you.
Yeah, so it's really an enjoyable process to learn things and to discuss and to see the acting of actors, so it's really enjoyable.
Remember this scene.
So Nick, actually, kind of where you are, you're kind of.
I don't have it.
What can I get for your birthday? Alex, can you check?
Camera rolling. Scene 15, camera A, take 5.
So text is more clear. It just pops out a bit more compared to the background and what's going on here.
There's only Ludwig talking in this specific scene, but you might who's Ludwig?
I love doing stuff like this, and I don't get a chance to do it enough. And my role, since I stopped being like director of the senior school, I've done more and more stuff that's been not connected with students. And so this was, as soon as they asked me to do this, I was like, I am in. All right, I can't take it anymore. I will tell you everything. I will tell you.
Okay, so bring your hands in. Yeah, cool.
Ready? VBAT on 3.
1, 2, 3, VBAT! And cut.
My hope is that the students start to appreciate how much thought and design and process goes into the filmmaking, and they start to apply that themselves when they're doing it in their own media. It's so much more than just where's the record button and where's the upload button.
From a purely logistical standpoint, success will look like the movie happens and we can hear it and see it and it looks and sounds okay. I really hope that there's a buzz and that sort of feeling of excited energy where people are proud and excited and feel like they've done something remarkable.
This whole process, as I understand it, is less about the actual product. It's more about the process, the communication, the collaboration, and then working with different people. All of those experiences, I would say, is already a very fulfilling experience.
Well, I think exploratory, you learn kind of how to try different things. They're teaching the skills, obviously, so whether telling a joke or sewing or cooking, I guess it's just a chance to learn what we're passionate about, kind of like growing into, I don't know, like our future selves or stuff like that.